All right, hello. Oh, I just realized you guys couldn't even hear the music. Hello, happy time zone, everybody. I hope you're having a great day. How is everyone feeling? Is it morning time where you're at? Is it evening time? I'm curious to know. So, my name is Ivory, and welcome to my gameplay diary, the live version. Today, we're going to be doing some inZOI decorating, which is like probably one of my favorite things to do. So we got some time before I have to go and work. So I want to take it and work on KJ's apartment. After this video, I also just released a new video on my main channel. So if you want to check that out, it's an inZOI news video. So I'm going to roll the footages. Everybody get a snack, get comfy, and I will be right back and we'll get into decorating. So when you pick up inZOI through Steam, you can also support me as a content creator, but only if you like. And you can use my code MYGAMEPLAYDIARY when you pick up a copy of inZOI. You can use this code by going to the game options menu and then navigating down to gameplay and putting in my gameplay diary when you enter the game. Thank you so much for supporting me. As a special thank you, Crafton is making sure that everyone who enters my creator code will get an exclusive Best Creator Ever t-shirt that your Zoids can wear in the game. And while they wear the shirt, they could experience the feeling of confidence from time to time. I do get a small percentage when you use this code, and every penny goes back into my setup, so I appreciate anybody using it in advance. All right, so let's go ahead and launch inZOI. I am currently playing with Reshade, so my game might look a little wild and crazy, but bear with me. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I actually want to update that very soon. Update. Okay. But yes, I feel like inZOI, like the game by itself is beautiful. So I don't know if reshade is like completely necessary, but I feel like, there's nothing wrong with a little tweak here and there. I just feel like it's a little bit too bright the way I have it set up. But this weekend, when I have more time, I'm going to continue to work on it. So the apartment that we're working on this apartment for my idol KJ. KJ, we basically raised her from baby. So we had to manually adopt her. This was before the update. And we kind of got to see her go through all of the prep work as a youth to teach her how to sing. We taught her how to play instruments. So we prepped her to be an idol. Now she's an adult Zoe, a young adult Zoe. So we have her first apartment. Her moms are divorced. She lived with her mother, Caroline, for a bit, but now she's out on her own. So we're going to go ahead and go back to Dowan and finish her apartment. The apartment, I want it to be a little industrial, but I want it to be like fun and unique. Lots of vibrant colors. It is a studio apartment. It's not like a traditional one bedroom apartment. So it is a studio. And once we get her apartment set up, I want to jump back into the gameplay. I really wanted to give Adam Entertainment a makeover, but you are not able to redecorate that. You could redecorate a lot of the other public lots. I don't know if anybody else has successfully redecorated Adam Entertainment, but in my experience, you can only redecorate the lobby. You cannot decorate upstairs, which is interesting because, I mean, it's very straightforward what you need to put in there. Microphone, recording equipment. So, all right, KJ's over here. Her kitchen clearly has no stove, so she's eating microwaved food. I don't think the reshade looks too bad. There is a bit of a bloom, and I don't think we need... No, the bloom is off. I'll figure it out. It's very warm, like I like for my game to be, but there's just something a little bit too bright. But anyway, here's her apartment. Let me show you guys. So this is what we came up with so far. It's going to be her living room area. Oh, why am I lagging? The reshade. Okay, we're going to turn this off. Just for now. I'll keep the curves on. Maybe the vibrance, but there we go. Yeah. Okay, well, so much for the reshade. I have her bed space up here. It is a studio, so I wanted it to be like a studio, but just not like a flat box studio. So I like this little loft area right here. And then over here we have her, I guess we can make this into a closet, which is going to lead into her bathroom. So let's get to decorating. First thing I want to do is put a door where her bathroom is and make sure that she can walk in and out of it. I don't have to be a fancy door. Let's just get this one, this one, this one. So her bathroom door. And before I really get into doing much, I also want to make sure that she can cook in this kitchen before I start adding additional items. Kitchen, stove. I feel like an electric stove would be found in this kind of apartment. Let's delete it. And I've been learning to just like test my layout with inZOI before I get too far into building it. Mimi, hello, happy time zone, my love. How are you? Maybe look at our baby KJ, her first apartment. I'm glad that I decided to redecorate her place now that I know how to build, because whatever we was working on before was not it. So I learned a lot about building in inZOI. So we can actually give our baby KJ a good apartment. Let's make oh, this girl can't cook for real. Okay, we'll make an English breakfast. Okay, she can go into her fridge. You know what's interesting though? Like as a longtime life sim player, I've never like played a character that I raised up. I always start off as a young adult and then I have a really long lifespan. And then they have a birthday, they become an adult, and I'm like, I need something new. So KJ is really like the first life sim character where I just like followed them from childhood to her teen years. So she's very sentimental to me. Because most of my characters be wilding. Be wilding out. KJ, where you going? The cat. Oh, so you don't care about this apartment. Oh, you're just gonna leave the food on the stove. Okay. You're just gonna leave the food on the stove and run to the cafe. Girl. Anyway. I said we raised her. I did not say we raised her well. Let's continue cooking, making sure she can cook in here. We might have raised her, but I don't know if we raised her. We taught her how to sing. We really did teach her singing and instrument. She's smart, but the girl can't cook, and she's not that much of a critical thinker. So all this time I'm putting into building this apartment, she gonna leave the stove on, making English breakfast. Girl, let me order my Dunkin' so that I can pretend that I enjoy my job when it's time for me to go to work after stream. Oh, they have the Americana donut. How? Let's see. Okay, so she's cooking. I'm so sorry, girl, but you're not going to be eating this. Let's make sure that we can go to the bathroom. There are some jumping textures here with the cabinets. I'm just going to pretend that they're not there. Oh. Okay. All right, perfect. She can move around. So let's get to decorating. I'm not really sure about the color scheme in here. I just want to play with a few things. I know I want some exposed brick. And I think I'll do the brick along this wall here. We also need to add windows. I'm like, something in here is missing, baby. She don't got no windows in this apartment. Okay. That is what is missing. So let's add the brick. I think that's a perfect color. Like something just feels weird in this apartment. There's no windows. There's no natural lighting in here. Okay, this is why you take your time to build things. Almost had this poor Zoe in prison. Okay. I'm not mad at the floor. The floor can stay for now. We need one more brick right here. I'm curious to know how you guys all feel about the update. Oh no. Oh no. Not this. Okay. um Now I want this to be clean. Perfect. Go ahead and delete that. Not the gap in the wall. What the hell? The helly? The one thing that gets me about the building in inZOI, sometimes these little like gaps connecting the wall, for some reason it just feels like the game isn't smart enough to like make sure that if you're building new walls and like changing the floor plan, it's not smart enough to completely connect it. So sometimes you got to go back and like patch in these holes, and then it creates more holes. Like, why would the wall delete? Why would you do that? I'm just going to manually add the wall. close that gap. There's no way to like add floor. What? Oh, hell no. There's still a gap. Okay. So, as we were doing, let's try to recolor this. Back to the brick. And white. Okay. And I'm just going to make the other walls plain for now. So we're ready to start. Keep forgetting I can add to selection, right? That's actually a bit more time consuming. I'm gonna make these walls plain. I kind of like, after we play KJ for a little bit and get her started, you know, eventually we're going to take a rest from inZOI. And since I learned how to build in inZOI, and I've always wanted to learn how to build in that other life sim game, aka The Sims, I want to try building something in there this summer. So maybe late July, while we wait, or early August, while we wait for the inZOI update to come out. Maybe we can try building something in The Sims 4. Just so I can finally say, I did it. After all these years, I did it, okay? Because building in that game, never been able to master it. Never was able to build in The Sims 3. But I just feel like the mechanics of inZOI, even though it's still a bit janky, it just really helped me understand building. And now I want to try it everywhere. Really, I think maybe like a herringbone or like a darker floor would look good in this apartment. I blame Zan. Zan has me like all into herringbone in this game. You like a nice warm color. That's perfect. You turn off the grid lines. Yeah, it's the herringbone for me. It's all Zan's fault. I also think maybe a darker brick, but we can get back to that later. Okay. It's just something about the way the herringbone looks in this game. It just looks so good. Let me see. Now, why are there floor tiles on the ceiling? Okay, whatever. Well, let's start decorating. I'm going to swing over to the kitchen and dining room area because the kitchen is like just about done. One thing I did like that we did in her old place is the yellow kitchen cabinets. Mind you, me, if it's not neutral, if it's not beige, if it's not olive or blush, I don't want it. If it's not boring and like basic colors, you could keep it. It ain't for me. But for KJ, you know, she loves color. We established that for her. She loves color. So I am going to step outside of my comfort zone and make this look good for my Zoe. But me, like, what do you mean colorful? What do you mean bright and colorful counters? What? But for KJ, we'll do it. So this is something that I didn't know that we could do before when we tried to decorate her apartment. This like paste appearance. Unfortunately, I can't do it for the other ones, even though they're similar, but that's a really cool feature. So what do we have? We have the plastic. Actually, what if we went with the dot texture plastic? Or the matte plastic? I like the matte plastic better. And then the top has to be white. It's actually an off-white, so okay. Then I'm going to paste that over here. Which that is identical furniture. Soft gray corner bar. Oh, that's a bar, that's a cabinet. Okay. You know what? You're right. So let's do the top. And the main cabinet matte. Same thing here. Matte. Top off-white. Top off-white. Okay. Wow, that is super. That is so very bright. So let's start working on the upper cabinets. For KJ. For KJ. This is not my Zoe self apartment. For KJ, I'll do it. Well, it's actually kind of cute. Okay. Oh, the back cabinets are not touching the wall. Well, let's fix that. Why is that not snapping in place? Okay. You want to move this over here. Oh no, that's not what I wanted to do. I want to move it. And this over. What do you mean furniture cannot overlap? What do you mean by that? What are you saying? Arnar. What do you mean? Oh, okay. So what? Furniture cannot overlap. What is it overlapping? Do I need to move this pillar? Don't do this to me, inZOI. Okay, I just cheated it. I did Alt. Oh, actually, that's too narrow. No, 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 no. We're gonna make this work. We're gonna make this work. Let me move the stove over here. As long as it's functional and we can function with it, that is all that matters. This over here. All right, let's make sure this is functional. Where's KJ? We're not going to this cafe. I'm so sorry. We're not going. No. No, ma'am. All right, let's make sure we can cook here. Make some more food. You need to learn how to cook anyway. Let's make some curry rice. I believe she should be able to use, because we got the cabinet right there, but I want to make sure that the stove, we can use it. Fast forward. All right, it works, and we can sit down and eat. So now that we got the kitchen in place, we move the stairs over. Let's add some windows in here. We definitely need windows in here. No, what if I move the cabinet up higher? That's way too big. I want these windows, but I wish that they had a borderless version of these. Maybe this one? Let's see how I like that. Hmm. Why is the camera so jumpy? Default camera, movement speed. What's better? It's not giving me the look that I want. I don't know if I like that window. One of these has to look good. One of these are going to be the it girl of the windows. I just don't know which one yet. Oh, not the prism window. No, well, let's not do the prism window. Kind of like these. Not worried about the windows in the back yet. I kind of like them. It definitely opens the space here. Let me see. Okay. So what I want to do now is move up the cabinet slightly. She definitely is going to need a ladder, but whatever. Maybe that's a little bit too high. Did I just put them right back where they were? I actually could have hit the undo button. Okay. Well, we need a sink in this kitchen.